MCJ Papa. This is Fox News.
This is Viewpoint, a presentation of the News and Public Affairs Department of AM 1490 WHBB. We welcome your input on the issues of the day. You can contact us on the Viewpoint line by calling 875-1490. The opinions expressed by our callers and guests do not necessarily reflect those of the management and staff of AM 1490 WHBB. And now, here's today's Viewpoint.
And good morning and welcome into the Monday morning Viewpoint. For this Monday morning, February the 9th, 2026, I'm your host, Randy Williams. 334-875-1490 and 1492 are the numbers to call if you have comments or questions. And so, of course, today is the day after the Super Bowl, and I watched most of it, including the halftime performance. The first time I watched a performance that I could not understand because it wasn't done in English. The whole, except for Lady Gaga performed the song. I think maybe one or two lines. Most of her lines in that song were in English, but but everything else was in Spanish, or Puerto Rican Spanish. It's still Hispanic. And so I just found that interesting. I don't know how people really reacted to that, because unless you speak Spanish, you didn't understand what was being said. I think I took Spanish when I was in elementary school at least for 1 year. So it's just a few. Spanish is not as complicated as French. I took French too. But I have forgotten all of that. And so I don't know. I'm just curious to see how that kind of a halftime performance plays out with the NFL fan base. The other thing that caught my attention was that I noticed, if in terms of a political statement, the flags from South American countries, they did eventually bring the United States flag, came in towards the end, and they put it in the center. But overwhelmingly, to me, the message was open borders, and South American unity in terms of, what I could make out in Spanish was Venezuela. They mentioned Venezuela, and they mentioned Colombia, and they mentioned Mexico and the Mexican flag, and all of these countries presently with a lot of tensions with the United States, are going through some form of negotiation. And they have, most of those countries that were mentioned on yesterday have been accused of, and innocent until proven guilty, but these countries have been accused of attempting to undermine the security of the United States. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. And I understand Kid Rock had 5 million people that watched his halftime performance as an alternative to the halftime performance that was done on the NFL's during the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Politics don't seem to be able to get away from it. As we approach the midterm elections, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Now, another hot issue that would affect all of us would be, I understand Congress is getting ready to vote, and then eventually it will go to the Senate on whether or not people should be required to do two things. Provide identification to prove who you are when you vote. And then the other controversial, it's politically controversial between left-leaning Democrats and conservative Republicans, and that is to provide proof of citizenship. Now, any fair-minded person might say, well, we do have an estimated approximate 10 million illegal immigrants in the country. Where are they? Does anybody know where they are? I mean, I just asked, is it unreasonable to ask for some sort of a legal photo ID And is it unrealistic in today's climate to ask for proof of citizenship if you don't look like you belong, like you were born in the United States? Now that may be a little. Some people would say, "Well, that's racist," you know. But most folk that are fair-minded. I've been over the weekend. I really have been zeroing in on the whole concept of fairness, because for me, that's at the end of the day, that's really what all of this is all about. What is fair to everyone? And I think was it yesterday? Was it Thursday? And maybe part of Friday, I brought up, asked the question, I posed the question. So, at what point does affirmative action or diversity, equity, and inclusion, at what point do those initiatives become reverse discrimination? Starbucks is having to answer that. They've got a multi-million-dollar lawsuit that they lost, I understand, because of their practices, hiring practices, were deemed reverse discriminatory. So at what point does leveling the playing field, once you level the playing field, and how do you determine that the playing field has been leveled and racially? And after the playing field has been leveled, at what point do you begin to discriminate against white Americans? And some would maybe argue, well, it doesn't matter. My question is that fair? And I know that there are people who are not interested in fairness, and certainly people who have political agendas. Fairness is just a facade for them. They would have you believe that they believe in fairness, but I think the opposite is true. And, it's interesting. There's a number of things happening on a national level that are filtering down to us here, too, that prove that. The Washington Post just laid off, 15,000 employees because they are losing money. I've forgotten, I think $100 million a year, something like that, is the Washington Post is losing money for a couple of reasons. One is, according to experts, they've leaned so far to the left until they've gotten out of the business of being fair, and have leaned, those people that they let go of were reporters that had reputations for leaning to the left instead of staying in the middle. Good journalists, a good journalist's goal is to stay down the middle. And so the Washington Post, not only were they losing money, but because they began to show both sides of the story, when they stopped just going straight Democrat and liberal, and attempted to be more inclusive of conservative viewpoints, then members on the left encouraged people to cancel their subscriptions. And obviously it had an impact. So the Washington Post is going through a real transition, trying to get back to the center and trying to recapture credibility. You see, that's what is sacrificed when these organizations lean too far one way or the other. They sacrifice their credibility. And again, people really are not dumb. Insulting the intelligence of the American public is not necessarily the smartest thing to do. But they're gonna do it, and this is history has shown us, shown me at least, that they'll continue to push and push and push to see how far they can go. But in the back of my mind, I question their sincerity. Viewpoint, you're on the air.
This is William Bowman here.
William Bowman, how are you?
I'm doing tolerably well this morning. I was calling, I meant to call you last week, but things got hectic around here. But anyway, I wanted to call you and let you know I appreciate you helping me promote our Glaucoma Awareness Day. on your radio show. We had 2 or 3 people that came in to the event that said they heard you and I talking on the radio about it, and that's why it was there. So, you know, you was a great asset in helping us help some people be able to continue to see.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. They were what? So I'm assuming then that means they were helped and they were able to get eye examinations, huh?
That's right. They were able to get the eyes examined, and I think 1 or 2 of them found out they had some elevated pressure, so they were coming back to see Dr. Leatherman again for a second go out. So it was a nice event, and I want to thank also Mayor Johnny Moe and COVID Judge Jimmy Dunn. Both of them came out with proclamations proclaiming January as Glaucoma Awareness Month in Dallas County. It's in the city itself. Well, I appreciate their support. And the mayor decided while he was there, he was going to set himself up for an appointment. So, hey, we didn't help the top man himself.
Yeah. Well, we certainly want to make sure he can see perfectly. He needs to be able to read all this information coming across his desk, huh?
You know, he's got a lot of fine print to read. I might need to get him a magnifying.
Yeah, anytime they start printing more in letters that are so small that you need a magnifying glass, that lets you know they're up to no good, huh?
Yeah, that's my feeling, right? You know, I always said, read the small print, but what if you got people out there like myself who can't read the small print? And then you got to allow somebody to read it for you, hope they're reading the right stuff, you know? And, but, you know, life is good, technology works when it works. When it don't work, you got to go back to the old-fashioned way of just stopping somebody on the street and say, hey, you mind reading this book? I don't mind doing that. You know, I've had to do a lot of times, especially in stores, and I've had people in stores stop me and say, hey, can you help me find out about it? I'm like, well, I don't work here, but yeah, I'll try.
Wow.
I just try to need some help. And the other thing is, you can be walking through Walmart. Now, I'm visually impaired. I'm on stand still. A lot of sighted people run into me. I'm like, okay, I need to help you. You know, God put me here for an educational purpose, and that's what I'm here to do, is educate people about what you're going to lose when you lose your eyes.
Wow.
You won't get invited to certain events because nobody want to come get you. And so, you know, just prepare yourself for that. And but life goes on. I mean, you know, this like Valentine's Day. I don't plan on getting up for Valentine's. I don't have a Valentine's. You know, so nobody thinks that much of me to bring me that on to give me advice. So I ain't crying over it. Hey, life goes on.
Well, I don't know. It's too early. Be careful what you ask for. Somebody may surprise you this Valentine's Day. You never know, huh?
No, I don't accept surprises. Give me something, and I feel like I need to give something back to them. You know, I want to give something back to them. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Yes, sir.
So I would rather just not get anything and go on about my business.
Well, you know, Proverbs in the Bible warns us about being wanting to enjoy or wanting gifts. Like you say, beware of the Greek that bears gifts, because their intentions may not be good.
Well, the thing about it too, Randy, some people don't care about your own holidays so they can get a gift or something. Or, you know, like we talked about last time, around some Thanksgiving and Christmas, somebody gonna bring you a meal. Or what about the other 363 days out of the year that you might need a meal? But they don't think about you on those 2 days. Well, that's all good. It makes them feel good. It makes them feel like a Christian. They're doing a good deed. But if your neighbor calls you and say, hey, I need some help getting here or there, or go to the doctor, or I need to go to the emergency room, or whatever, you know, your business is call 911 and get an ambulance to come out and get you. And because your friend or neighbor might say, well, I got to go to a church and I ain't got time to help you with, you know, getting to your doctor's appointment or getting you some groceries because you ain't paying me enough. You know, all that kind of stuff. I done heard it all my life. You know, I'm about 60-some years old now, so don't nothing surprise me. But I tell people this, take care of your eyes now, because what you do today can prevent you from having a worse situation tomorrow or down the road. You know.
Well, I have a friend that tells me all the time. He said his grandmother used to say if she had known how her body was going to do when as she got older, she would have taken better care of herself.
Yep, and it doesn't
then it's too late. See, that's the thing. That's the point.
You got to plan ahead, but anyway, my purpose for calling was to call in and say thank you for allowing me to promote this Glaucoma Awareness Month.
Hey, stranger.
Alfred,
how you doing?
I hope I'll be able to go back and find that
What can I do for you? You got something to
me so I can
have a seat.
my Facebook page.
Yeah.
If you record me today to where I can hear it, I'll post that too. Now tell us where you find your YouTube channel and your Facebook page.
Well, the Facebook page is the Selma Post Herald, and YouTube is the selmapostherald.com. If you go to selmapostherald.com though, and you scroll down about 3 stories, you'll see where the link is provided. What I'll do is, I think I've got your cell phone. I'll email you, I'll text you a link later on today after I get off, so you'll know exactly where the YouTube channel is.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't get text messages on my phone to link off and stuff like that. So I'm still the old-fashioned guy. I use a flip phone.
But you got the but your email, you still get your email, right?
My navigation of my fingers just does not navigate around real good on a touch screen. But not to say that I can't do it, because I know there's totally blind people who can do more with iPhone than I can. You know, I got some piece of vision to see with. But, you know, I got some blind friends out there using them iPhones just like I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for calling, William. Thank you for letting me know. That's what that's my goal. I want to share information that will make a positive difference in people's lives, as opposed to giving them false or inaccurate information. So if we've helped one person, then that's made my day.
You had 3 or 4 people that day, and I want to say thank you again on behalf of me and Dr. Christie, the Reverend Good and Primary Eye Care Center. You know, you got to help me get the word out there to the people who need it. We appreciate it. Thank all those people coming up and saying, "Hey, William Bowman, I hear you on the radio." That meant a lot to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Now, don't underestimate this audience. We've got to thank God. I'm thankful for it, but we have a tremendous audience. We have a huge audience, the silent majority.
That's a good thing to know, and like I said, I appreciate your support. And best way to propagate me is send me an email at chillwill38@bellsouth.net. That's CHILLWILL38@bellsouth.net. Or you can always call me friends and neighbors there at 334-354-4015. And I believe it or not, I do return my phone calls. All right, some people.
Well, make sure you keep us in the loop. Let us know what you're doing, okay?
Well done, brother. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Talk to you later. Yep. All right. That was William Bowman. And now we have been joined by Alfred. Good morning.
Good morning, Randy. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, man. I didn't make it to the program that you had at the camp because the weather. I think the weather in this area was bad. I don't know if it was bad that day out there or not, but it started thundering and lightning, and I was having trouble with my vehicle, so I didn't want to risk getting stuck. And lo and behold, it did put me down.
Sometimes in vehicles will do that.
Yeah.
So I'm here this morning to promote the Boy Scout discount cards that we sell. They're $5 a piece. I have a River Region card, which it's got all sorts of discounts from Prattville, Wetumpka area, and Montgomery. The Hardee's over in Prattville and in the Montgomery area, you buy one thick burger and you get one free. Montgomery Zoo is on this card. Texas Roadhouse is on this. We've got also 2 tear-offs on the ends of these cards that are one-time deals. And Russell Do It Center, and you get a 10% off of a $50 purchase or more up to $2,000. Renfro's Market, you get $5 off a $50 purchase. Now those are one-time really good deals.
Now what is this card again?
This is the Boy Scout discount card.
Boy Scout discount camp.
They call camp cards is what they're called.
So this is a fundraiser for the Boy Scouts.
Fundraiser for the Boy Scouts. They're $5 a piece. $2.50 goes to Montgomery to pay for the printing of the cards, and then $2.50 stays here in the district, which is Dallas County, Wilcox County, and Perry County. And the troops here are selling them now.
Well, good. How long is it? How long?
We have to turn this all in by April 1st. But their card is good all year long until December 31st, 2026.
Oh.
Every time you walk into a business that's on this card, you get the discount every time.
Wow. Well, that's pretty good.
So,
and $5, that's not bad.
And well, on the card, we got Launch Trampoline. We've got Bama Lanes. Pizza Perfect. The Market. All sorts of Bridge Street. Excuse me, folks. Didn't mean to.
That's all right.
And then you got like I said, on the River Region card, you've got 2 tear-offs, which are one-time really good deals. 10% off, $50 purchase or more, up to $2,000 at Russell Do-It Centers. And then Renfro's Market, $5 off of a $50 purchase or more.
Wow.
Now that's the River Region. The Selma card has all of Selma, just everything. Hardee's, Tally-Ho, ADS, Meadows Tire, Kentucky Fried Chicken. You got Harold's Refrigeration, which is $10 off a service call. Cutting Loose, $2 off a haircut. The Downtown Restaurant, we have $1 off of a meat and 3. Has to be a meat and 3. Wendy's, Small Frosty. Roundtree Outdoor, 25% discount on clothing.
Goodness.
So
all you have to do is present the card.
All you got to do is present the card.
And
it's got 2 tear-offs on it. Russell Do-It Center, which is the same thing as the River Region, $50. It has to be a $50 purchase or more, up to $2,000. Get 10%. And then Dave's Market, which is local here.
Right.
It's a one-time really good thing. But $5 off a $50 purchase or more. And they're pretty good. We try to sell them, try to help out the young men here in the district.
How's the Boy Scouts doing?
We're holding our own.
Good.
And,
how's recruitment going in terms of getting new children in?
It's tough.
Yeah,
it is tough. We've got to have the adults first before we have the boys.
Got to get the adults.
The boys want it,
right?
Or the girls,
right?
See, we have girls in the program now,
right?
But we've had girls in the program ever since 1969.
All along, not just
all
about.
along. But now they can earn badges.
There was a girls' club, I think, out at Live Oak Cemetery, isn't it? Or I know the building is still there. I don't know if it's still used.
No,
the building's
not there anymore.
Oh goodness,
it's gone.
The tornado.
Yeah.
It
got it.
Oh boy, wow.
That was a beautiful building. It was cedar and pine.
That's what I thought I remembered. I knew it was unique. I remember that. But I wasn't sure since the tornado what the status was.
It's not in existence anymore.
Oh well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It just tore it up. So they had to tear it down. The city had to tear it down.
People underestimate the value of what the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts bring, especially when it comes to building character.
Yes.
You know, now an Eagle Scout is what? What is an Eagle Scout?
An Eagle Scout is the highest honor a young man can earn while he's coming through the program before he's 18 years old.
Mm.
After 18, you can't
earn one.
You can't
Right.
earn anything.
So what do they learn?
Outdoor skills.
Learn how to start a fire, campfire, how to fish and hunt.
Camping, fish, hunt, patriotism.
Although that's getting to be a dirty word, but some people don't think we should be loyal to our country.
Oh,
how much sense does that make?
It doesn't make any sense.
Let everybody else come over and take over your country.
No, you don't want anybody to take over your country. This is. I've been in the program ever since 1966. So
wow, that's a long time.
I've seen it come and I've seen it go.
Wow.
But unfortunately, right now we only have 4 troops in the district. And they're all here in the city of Selma.
Wow.
The outlying areas are not doing well. We're trying, and we don't have a district executive anymore. Mr. Leaf Wilson retired.
Right.
And he and myself are holding the district together.
Gosh, that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but we enjoy it.
Well, that's good. You're passionate about,
Yes.
about the motto and what you're trying to do.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts may very well be an answer, not the only answer, but it would certainly help address some of these issues we have with teenagers shooting and killing each other with guns.
Oh, they will teach you how to respect a gun.
And what is used in the proper use of it.
Proper use of it, proper storage.
Right. And you're not pointing the gun at somebody.
Not pointing a gun at somebody. Just right now, this country needs help with that. It does.
Not everywhere, not just here.
Yeah. Everywhere in the world.
Yes, sir. It's unfortunate. Hopefully, that message will get out and parents will start being parents again.
Yes.
If
you go on Facebook, you can see all the things that scouting is doing right now. There's a lot of articles out there about scouting. We used to be Boy Scouts of America. Now it's called Scouting America. Because we have the girls in there. And the girls can earn merit badges and earn Eagle rank.
What?
But they've been in the program ever since 1969 because they were in the Explorer program.
But the Eagle rank, that's a new development for the females.
For the females, yes. But they've been in the program. They could go right along with everybody else so long as you were 14 years old or older.
All right, fellas, you better check if the young lady you're dating is an Eagle Scout or not, because she can handle a knife.
Well, she can, but
she's not going to use it.
She's not going to use it. She knows the proper use. She knows the proper usage of it, and how to tie a knot. And how to tie a knot. She
tie you up.
Tie you up. She will. But I thank you for letting me come by, Randy.
Oh man, yeah, anytime. It's good seeing you too.
Always.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I see you ride by from time to time.
Well, I blow my horn.
I know.
When I go by your house.
Yes, sir. And I said, there he goes. Y'all still meeting at the downtowner?
Yeah, I just got through with the downtowner.
We need to encourage people to support all of our local restaurants, and the downtowner and the Reflections Coffee Shop. Those are the two that come to mind that are located downtown.
Their Reflections is on the card.
Reflections on the card too?
Yes.
Yeah. How do people get in touch with you to get a card?
My telephone number is 334-412-5688. Or you can call the radio station and Randy can give you the information.
Yes, sir.
Or
Or George.
or George Henry
Or George Henry.
can
Yep.
give you the information. Just make sure you put your name with your number so I won't hang up on you and everything.
I know that's right. Yeah, because you get a lot of, oh man, these I used to be a telemarketer, but I was ethical. We have unethical telemarketers now.
Oh, good Lord.
Gosh, my Lord, I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, what can you say? Yeah, I don't know how they make money, except they a lot of scam artists. That's the problem, the scams, you know.
And this is not a scam.
Right. You know, well, Boy Scouts, you can't get any better than that.
Oh, yes.
And so that's good. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming by, man.
Thank
I sure
you for
appreciate
letting me
it.
come
Yes,
by.
sir. You know, you're more than welcome. You know, and we want to make sure we continue to announce it through April 1st.
Through April 1st. Then I have to turn everything in.
Oh, and the money.
But the card is good until December 31st, 2026.
And that's worth money. I mean,
Yes, it is.
well,
like I said, every time you walk into a business,
you're saving money.
You get that discount.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Just tell them you got the Scout discount card, and they give you the discount.
Wow, yeah.
And it doesn't cost the business anything except for what the
discount
the discount is.
Right, but I mean, you know, it's a fair trade because they wouldn't have had any of that business.
That's right.
If you didn't have the card. So
if you didn't have the card.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Okay. Anything else?
That's about it, Randy. I thank you for letting me come by and talk to y'all.
Well, it's good to see you, man. I was wondering how you were doing. When I said, I wonder how he's doing. I wonder how Alfred's doing. So I'm glad to see that you appear to be doing. You look well.
Well,
that's a start.
Yeah.
You know,
it is a start. You know.
All right, we're going to take this break, and I'll be back with more after these messages.
Yeah, I fell a week and a half ago.
What? Oh man, you got to be careful.
Oh, I got to.
You got to be careful. I'm gonna get one of those. Let me.
Which one you want?
Give me the Selma.
Selma card.
The Selma card.
Okay. $5.
This is one of those days I happen to have cash on me.
Well, you're lucky.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
I just
you,
want to
sir.
support Scouts.
Let's see if I can play poker with this. Ooh, yeah. I got 3 8s and 3 3s.
Oh,
that's what we used to do at Trinity House after the meeting on Wednesday night.
Right.
We play poker with a dollar bill. You know, nickel ante, nickel bet. This was back in the 70s, and you
can still get something, huh?
You may be able to buy a 6-pack of beer
with $1 or $2.
With $1, with about $2.
Yeah,
if you want it.
Don't try it now.
Shit.
Yeah,
I don't even know what 6-pack costs.
I've forgotten, but they're $4 or $5 easily. Depends on what kind you get.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I don't drink cheap beer either.
Well, then you got a much higher rate.
Michelob also, Coors Light.
Yeah, I was Michelob and Miller's. Yeah.
I started out drinking Schlitz.
Yeah. I don't know if they still make Schlitz.
Yeah, they still make it.
They still make it, huh? Yeah.
They still make it.
Yeah, that's old school.
Oh Lord, an old Ralph Walkie. Old Milwaukee.
Oh my Lord! Let's don't talk about old Milwaukee. Oh gosh, I've had my old Milwaukee days too. Yeah, at the old Milwaukee budget.
Yeah. Get a 6-pack for $1.50.
Oh man, yeah, those days are gone too.
Totally gone.
Yeah. Well, let me get on back at it. Here we go.
You go ahead.
Yes, sir. $14.90 WHBB. Good morning on this Monday morning. I've been watching a couple of things. How about the host of the NBC host whose mother they suspect has been kidnapped? Some people think that it was a robbery gone wrong, but you know, when you look at the map, if you look at the map of the United States, and when I see how close where she was, her home in Tucson, Arizona, it borders Mexico. And this particular event and incident mirrors much of the techniques that are incorporated and used by Mexican drug cartels. And they're not zeroing in on it. I think I heard one commentator observe and bring people's attention. But you have to look at it on the map. They're not talking about it a whole lot. There's not a lot because we're in this political environment where you got people who don't really want to talk about the millions of people that came across our southern border through Mexico illegally. Where are they? And so now we're saying the left and the Democratic Party is saying, we don't want you to have to prove that you are an American citizen, or that you don't even need to show a photo ID. To me, that sounds like I'm planning to cheat. Now, some people may get offended by that, but there's no other way I can, any fair-minded person. I'm going back to fairness. At the end of the day, for me, it's the whole thing is about fairness. Now, if you are a fair-minded person, I think that most fair, and it was even the polls, and I don't trust all the polls, but if the polls are showing it, it's because they can't deny it or they can't hide it or lie about it. But even the polls are showing that the majority of American people don't see anything wrong with you having to prove who you are when you vote. You can't. Can you cash a check without a legal photo ID? If you look too young, if you're underage, you got to produce some identification to buy beer or cigarettes. But I take that back, because if you're a minor in some states, you can have your you can change your sex and have your genitals mutilated under the age of 18. So I don't know, what does that mean? But it is what it is, and so it sounds crazy, but it's a fact. Viewpoint, you're on the air. I'm doing fine. How are you this morning?
Pretty good.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay, I'm barely hear you, but I'm gonna say what I gotta say. But I was listening to one of your viewers, and the Bible tells us not to lean to our own understanding, but lean to the Bible understanding. And a lot of people don't go to church because they see what other folks doing. But if we keep on thinking what other folks doing and not what we doing, we're gonna end up in hell. A lot of people tell me I don't go to church because of the way I see other folks acting. God ain't gonna look at the other folks, they're gonna look at you. And a lot of times people think people preaching to them, but you gotta do what's right. And you gotta follow the Bible. You need man's laws, you got to follow God's law also. And a lot of times people won't do for you, and because we expect too much and we complain too much. And if we stop complaining and pray, things will be much better. Church act better, people act better, and people act better towards you.
No doubt. There was a time when that was like, it was like commonplace in Selma, in Dallas County. That's all I thought at one point we all used to understand that. We knew when we were going too far, and we knew when we were disrespecting each other. I don't know what has happened to our people.
But it got to the place nobody respect nobody, and we wonder why the church don't respect us and stuff, because we don't respect each other as grown-ups. And everything you do and say, people listening. You might not think they're listening, but they listen. And people you think don't know you, they know you. My sister told me a few years ago, Paul, people know you, and I be saying, no, but I'm the baby girl. But they know all my sisters, and they know my name, and they know where I'm studying at. So don't never think nobody don't know.
You'd be surprised. I hear a lot of people call your name. I sure do.
Yeah, but I'm just, I'm just glad to be here, and I don't care what nobody else do. I'm gonna serve the Lord. I'm gonna go to church because you can't meet God unless you go to His house and pray and ask Him to forgive you of some of the stuff you say and you do and you think.
Well, you just said the key word. It's not just is what you sometimes what we think. I mean, I can have evil thoughts towards a person. That's no good.
You know, ladies tell me all the time, but you know, if you're thinking you just want to do it, I said no. If you step back and say, Lord, don't let me think that way. But if you don't say that and you go ahead on doing, because there's a lot of stuff we thought and we did, we'd be in trouble. We probably did. That's what it would be.
Well, you know, it's interesting that you say that because it is one of my regular prayers to the Lord is that He establish my thoughts.
Absolutely, brother. That's when I try to live right, I try to do people right, and I try to help people. Because this world ain't getting no better.
It's a dangerous world.
It is. And I want to know if somebody listening, what they going to do about that lady that's putting all that trash over there by Wells Fargo downtown? They done did something with David. Now we got another order.
Where is it located? Where is she at? Where is it at?
It's right downtown at Wells Fargo Bank on that big old house sitting on there.
Yeah, I don't know how they get. I don't know how they let. I don't know. I just don't know what's going on with that.
She got mental problems, but something need to be done. It's just too much. This stuff coming on all the way out from the almost on Wells Fargo parking lot. It's a lot of junk, a lot of clothes and stuff. I mean, just piles of stuff.
Yeah, I've been seeing it, and I've been wondering for the last year. You know, they come and go. I've seen all kinds of folks, and then they start getting bold with it. You know, one of them had started dancing.
The middle of the street.
Yeah.
You know the problem, but I know there could be some done. You know, you can't control them from their actions around in the city and stuff, but that trash, something needs to be done about all that trash, and it's on the main highway.
Well, it's a mental health issue too, but you know, why can't law enforcement and mental health partner and go together to handle something like that?
Yeah, they took care of David, so now somebody needs to look into helping her.
Yeah, and it's worse with women because you know anything could happen to a woman, you know, like that that's vulnerable. But I'm glad you're bringing it to our attention.
Yeah, and the other night I saw her out there. I don't know. I guess she was gathering up. I guess she thought there was furniture or something. She was gathering it all up, and it was so cold outside. And I said, Lord, take care of this poor woman. But eventually she survived because I'm still running around. But I just wanted to say that, man, and I hope somebody listening and they can help her.
Well, thank you. I hear you. I feel your pain. I tell you, that's really unfortunate.
Okay, you have a good day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I sure hope somebody's listening. You know, we have a homeless problem, but you know, this city and this county, we're too small to not manage those kinds of issues without being inhumane. You know, and charity begins at home. And so, if this country, the richest nation in the world, can open its doors and open its borders to millions of people from all over the world and give them welfare and hospital medical attention and food stamps and free housing, you mean to tell me we can't take care of our own citizens? There's something wrong with that picture. Let's take this last break, and I'll be back with more right after this.
We're with our friends at Reliable Chevrolet and GMC in historic downtown Selma, serving the area for 80 years. Barry Harker is with us right now. We're talking 2026 has just arrived.
That's right, George. New Year kickoff. Hey, now I hadn't been here for 80 years, but I've been in the business for a little over half of that. But we have been located right here in downtown Selma for 80 plus years, and we're doing business, tell you, George, the old-fashioned way, working one deal at a time. We want to get to know you, Your family, we want you to become part of the Reliable family. So come by and see us in the market for a new Chevrolet or GMC or even a pre-owned automobile. We have got you covered there for all your driving needs. And then same thing with service. We can do all your service work. We can do all your financing. We're, as I say all the time, we're a one-stop shop where we sell them and service and do the financing for you right here at Reliable Chevrolet GMC.
You mentioned the financing part of it. There may be someone along the way that has had a little credit hiccup or a hardship in the past. We're looking for good people, not necessarily good credit, right?
That's right, George. We're set up with credit acceptance. They're known to help you reestablish your credit. Hey, it could be, several reasons why you had some credit problems. But as I say, it's not a problem here at Reliable Chevrolet GMC. We can get you reestablished and get you riding today.
All here at Reliable Chevrolet and GMC. Come see the difference about local treatment in Central Alabama at Reliable, where they truly have it all.
1490 WHBB Viewpoint, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Randy.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I just wanted to get your opinion on what you think about the thing that the president put out on his social media about Barack and Michelle Obama and being apes.
Well, as I understand it, there was a staff member that it was unauthorized, and it was a member of somebody in the White House, and it was not necessarily President Trump that approved it. It was unauthorized. That's the information I have.
Well, the thing is he treated this out as like a quarter to 12 at night. I don't think he stopped and everything and learned and then. And the thing about it is I look at it like the next day, the press secretary came out and said, get over it. It's some lying to you. And then when they got out of the backlash, they didn't come out and say, well, the president, he didn't see that part of it. But he said he felt that he gave material to the people for the put out. But besides that, don't you think he ought to apologize?
Well, again, I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time getting into President Trump's head. I appreciate the fact that the economy is hot, and the Wall Street just broke all kinds of records, and that inflation is going down drastically, and prices are going down, and the experts agree that are in the world of finance that it's because of the policies that have been enacted under the Trump administration. I'm focused on, I hate to be selfish, but what have you done for me lately?
You just said it's a lie.
Well, see, there you go. Well, and I don't expect anything else to come from you.
Well, this is what bothers me about you, Randy. You know that Trump has been used against black people for the last 400 years.
What's been used against black people for the last 400 years?
People are being apes. They call them apes.
And what you just said tells me about your limited knowledge of history, and how what you just said, the way it was used, and who used it, and the anthropologists and Darwinism, and it's a much bigger. It's not as simple as you just put it.
Randy.
It's not as simple as you just put it. Who started that, by the way, and why? What do you think?
These white people been calling us monkeys and apes for the last.
Well, that goes to see that you show me where again, I understand if you don't know history, that you have a limited view of the world.
Well, when I tell you this, man, I just say like this. This president of the United States just called a former president and his wife apes and put it out there and this and that and all, and he won't apologize for it. And you're still sitting there thinking.
Look, you expressed how you feel about it. That's all this is called Viewpoint. You just gave your viewpoint. I don't have to agree with it. and neither does anyone else.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, that's your viewpoint. If that's your viewpoint, that's fine. Thank you for calling. All right. Now, as we get ready to close, on that note, very interesting, there's another story. You know, there's always more than one side to a story. And sometimes there's three. But anyway, there's a story that AL.com is reporting about a white family who has donated $150,000 to Wallace Community College here in Selma for a scholarship. It says that while Carol Bartlett was going through her late cherished aunt's belongings, she's white, she discovered a handwritten piece of paper with the word slaves and a list of names. The list sparked a memory of her Aunt Frances, who once told her, when my mother turned 12, they gave her a girl. After a lot of research, Bartlett and her family discovered that their ancestors, the Graves family, owned a cotton plantation in Lowndes County using enslaved people. This article is on AL.com, by the way. They wanted to acknowledge and atone for their family's painful history. Let me say that again. They wanted to acknowledge and atone for their family's painful history. This white family, this white family that some of us like to demonize all white folks, went along with slavery. All white folks hate black people. That's that insecure, low self-esteem narrative, in my opinion, my viewpoint. But anyway, so the question is asked, how do you reckon with this? How do we acknowledge it? And what is our debt that we owe? We have privilege. It is not our privilege to be ignorant, said Bartlett's daughter, Sarah Glover, a 56-year-old resident of Bozeman, Montana. Glover heard about Lowndes County native Catherine Coleman Flowers, who I grew up with, by the way. Catherine and I were a part of a group called the Alabama Five. That's another story. And Catherine is an author and environmental activist who was named a MacArthur Foundation Fellow in 2020. Flowers remembers Glover approaching her and saying, I think my family may be responsible for some of the problems that are in Lowndes County. Glover's former employer, the Southern Education Foundation in Atlanta, suggested looking into endowing scholarships at Wallace Community College in Selma. The family has donated about $150,000 cash to the Catherine Coleman Flowers Scholarship at the school since 2021. And of course, Catherine Coleman Flowers is African American. I need to make sure I state that. I spent the night in their home, in her family's home, many a night in Lowndes County years ago when we were in high school. Scholarship recipients celebrated their academic achievements with flowers. Wallace President Donetha Griffin, an African American female who is now president of Wallace Community College, and in the midst of all this racism and discrimination that poor African Americans are experiencing, we're still riding on mules. Selma Mayor Johnny Moss, an African American, the fourth African American mayor in Selma. We don't have the right to vote, and please don't ask me for a legal photo ID because we'll go back to Jim Crow days. And Glover's family on the campus on February 2nd of this year, just last week. An amazing scholarship recipient told Glover that she and her daughter both received support. The mom is now working on a master's degree in nursing, and when she gets that she'll be making a pretty decent salary. I guess when she gets the degree, then she can stop picking cotton, huh? That's the narrative that some people would have us believe. They're in darkness, ignorance. I refuse to promote ignorance to our community. Gloria said that they never sought out attention about patting themselves on the back. She said, we want to keep putting the sunlight on the college and Catherine and the students. Stay tuned for Fox News.
Day. I'm Therese Crowley, Fox News. This afternoon brings the final deadline for a massive crypto transfer set in a ransom note by purported kidnappers demanding it to spare the life of